Hey guys, it's Troy with DIY Home and Auto. Today we're working on my wife's car. So this is a 2006 Dodge Grand Caravan, and what's happening here is the pistons, hopefully I'm calling that the right thing, I'm not even sure what they're called. They're the lift assist for the gate. They have worn out and it's hard to lift up. In fact, you can see I've got a pole that helps to hold this thing up. It will not stay up by itself. So I've got a pole helping hold it up. This thing rocked me on the head the other day. I didn't want that to happen to my wife, so I'm gonna get this fixed. But these things have worn out to the point where it's hard to lift the gate by itself. And not only that, ours has an automatic lift, and it's so worn out that it ended up breaking the assembly piece that goes to that. And if you can see right here, that thing went up and hit right there, and man, that thing just about broke our window. That would have cost me a fortune. So we're gonna get this fixed so that somebody doesn't accidentally hit that button in the winter, causing that back window to break. So that would be a problem. So let me show you exactly what we got to do to get this fixed. I had to go to a Mopar website. I'll post the link down below to where you can buy this. You can't just get the little assembly, and you can't just get this little arm. This little arm has a Torx bit connection here that you can remove from there, but this side is a solid connection. There's nothing there. So the new part has arrived. I'm ready to rip into this, but we got to get this panel off to expose the nuts that you can see right down in there. That's what actually holds that piece on. So should be fairly straightforward, but let's get after it and do it. Alright, we got the new ones here. Let's get these bad boys open. See what we got. Nice. The old ones that I took off, one of the washers fell off, so I was concerned that maybe I needed to keep those. But the new ones have washers on them, so this will be good. Oh my gosh. Alright, once I got the tailgate high enough, I had to use a couple of blocks and my digging bar in order to push that high enough to where this one would line up. That one goes in easy because it's the first one you put in, well, whichever one. But I finally got that one in. This thing is super heavy, so be very careful. I probably should have just done one side at a time instead of trying to be the hero. So anyway, let's get the other side on. Now let's test it. See if I can get this bar out with one hand. Oh, absolutely. It just fell right out in my hands. So it's now holding itself up. Ooh, it's even hard to push down now. It left's easy. Alright, let's get that other part replaced. Alright, hopefully you can hear me. Got me a heater going because it's cold out here. In fact, 30,000 to 60,000 BTU. Dynaglow Pro. That thing's awesome. Runs off a standard propane tank. Plugs into electrical. It's got an automatic start. In fact, I'll show you this other side. Maybe you can see it. It's got an electric start. So the electricity runs the igniter and the fan, so it blows. This thing's awesome. I can't fit my truck in the garage, all the way. So in the winter I end up working on it with the garage door open and part of the truck poking out. And that thing saves the day. I'm able to work in the garage in the dead of winter, and it's about, oh, I don't know. Well, I wear a t-shirt, so it keeps it nice and warm. As long as the wind's not blowing and sucking that hot air out of the warm air. It's not hot, it's warm air. And that thing's awesome. I'll put a link down below. I think it's about $100 or so. And then you buy a propane tank and get refills, whatever. Or take your tank in, get a refill topped off. 17, 18 bucks, something like that. And it'll run for hours and hours and hours on one tank, so it's good. That thing's awesome. Okay, so in order to get to this, you've got to remove the center little trim piece, and that just pops off. You can see they're just little compression connectors, so that just pops off. A little bit of force behind it will get it out. And then same thing here, just pry this thing out. Make sure that that's in the down position inside of there so that you can pull it on the outside of that. I'm only pulling this off far enough to get to those 4 nuts right there, bolts. Those 4 bolts come off, and then the new part goes on. For the life of me, I couldn't find this part anywhere other than like the actual dealer. It's a dealer only part. So I bought it online. I can't remember exactly how much I paid. I'll post it down below. But you can see it's a complete kit, just those 4 bolts. And then it comes with this arm attached, which is the part that actually broke. So we'll get those replaced, get those bolts off, and then we'll have a look again. Broken part, out of here. New part. Okay, so I don't know how well you can see down in there, but basically when you get all those 4 bolts lined up, everything kind of lines up as long as everything's seated right. It wasn't too hard to line it up. I'm confident that you guys can figure this out if you ended up having to try it. Gears turn, everything looks great. So now I got to get this arm fed up through here so that can I just realized that I'm pointing with the fingers that I'm holding the camera with. I got to get this arm back up through the slit so that the panel can go back in tight where it's supposed to. So I got to get this off. Oh, and by the way, these are they're T40 Torx is the size of these, same on your lift gate. I had to use a little extender there because my socket head was too fat for that, so I had to get my socket out past the weather stripping on each side for the inside, so that my socket head was in here to turn because it's too fat for there. These ones are easy to get to, but let's get this thing buttoned back up and we'll test it out. It's going to be awesome. My wife doesn't know I'm doing this, so this is going to be a nice little surprise for her. Just like that, I think we're done. Let's give it a go. I'll clean up all my stuff and then we'll push the go button and see what happens. I'm gonna go hit the gate button. See if we got this thing fixed. Make sure you can see that. Alright, here we go. That's pretty awesome. Let's raise it back up, make sure it's done. We got our problem solved. So, this is Troy, DIY Home and Auto. Give me a like. Be sure and subscribe to see more fixes like this. I think you can do it yourself, just like I do. It's not super hard. Just get in there and do it. Remember, safety first. Always worry about how your fingers can get pinched, knuckles busted, that kind of stuff. It's no fun. Don't do dumb stuff. Do awesome stuff. I believe in you.